Hello friends, my name is Shahad, and have you ever wondered why the moon stays in the sky when an apple falls to the ground, or why planets like Earth orbit the sun? Well, that's where the universal law of gravitation comes into play. This law, discovered by Sir Isaac Newton, is like a secret force that pulls everything with mass towards each other. The bigger the mass, the stronger the pull. So whether it's an apple falling from a tree or planets orbiting the sun, this law helps us understand why objects are attracted to each other and how they move in space. So let's embark on a journey to understand how this law works and how it forever changed our understanding of the cosmos. At its core, the universal law of gravitation is a simple yet powerful concept that revolutionized our understanding of the physical world. Isaac Newton proposed this law in the 17th century and it became one of the pillars of classical physics. The law states that every object in the universe attracts every other object with a force that is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Let me tell you a simple formula. F is equals to G m1 into m2 divided by d square. We can calculate the force of two objects with different masses and the distance between them by this formula. In other words, the more massive an object is, the stronger its gravitational pull, and the farther apart two objects are, the weaker the gravitational attraction between them becomes. This law doesn't just apply to big things like planets and stars, it affects everything around us, from the tiniest speck of dust to the largest galaxies. Alright, imagine you're playing with a magnet and some toys. You'll notice that when you bring the magnet closer to a toy, it pulls the toy towards it. Well, the universal law of gravitation is kinda like that, but for everything in the universe. Every single thing with mass, like you, me, the earth, and even the moon has a hidden power called gravity. This power pulls things towards each other. The bigger the thing and the closer they are, the stronger the pull. So when you drop your pencil, it falls to the ground because the earth's gravity is pulling it. In conclusion, Newton's universal law of gravitation tells us that every object in the universe attracts every other object. The bigger the objects and the closer they are, the stronger the attraction. This law helps us understand how things move in Earth and in space. While it's really useful for most situations, it doesn't work perfectly when things move very fast or when gravity is super strong, like near a black hole. But overall, it's a super important idea that has helped us figure out a lot about how the world works. Trivia time. First question. What is the universal law of gravitation and who is credited with discovering it? Second question. How does the distance between two objects affect the gravitational force between them? Third question. Why do planets stay in orbit around the sun without crashing into it? Fourth question, how does the universal law of gravitation relate to the tides on Earth? And last but not the least, the fifth question, imagine you have two toys. One is really heavy and other is light. Which one has a stronger pull of gravity? So, first question, what is the universal law of gravitation and who is credited with discovering it? The universal law of gravitation is like a magic rule that says everything with weight pulls on everything else. It was discovered by Sir Isaac Newton, a super smart scientist, a long time ago. This law explains why things fall to the ground and why planets like Earth go around the sun. Second question, how does the distance between two objects affect the gravitational force between them? The distance between two objects affects the gravitational force between them like this. If you move them closer together, the gravitational force gets stronger. It's a bit like magnets. When magnets are closer, they stick together more firmly. If you move them farther apart, the gravitational force gets weaker. Like when you pull magnets apart, they don't stick as strongly. So in simple terms, closer means stronger gravity and farther means weaker gravity. This is one of the key ideas in the universal law of gravitation. Third question, why do planets stay in orbit around the sun without crashing into it? Planets stay in orbit around the sun without crashing into it because they are like race cars on a circular track. Imagine you're driving a car really fast but you keep turning the steering wheel just right. This makes the car go around in a circle without hitting the center. Planets do something similar. They're always moving forward really fast, but they also feel a pull of gravity from the sun. This pull makes them curve and they end up going in a circle around the sun, just like your car goes around the racetrack. Here comes the fourth question. How does the universal law of gravitation relate to the tides on Earth? The universal law of gravitation makes the moon pull on Earth's water, creating tides. When the moon is close, there are high tides, and when it's not, there are low tides. It's like a giant cosmic tug of war that happens every day because of gravity. Last question. If I have two toys, one is really heavy and other is light, which one has a stronger pull of gravity? Let me know this answer in the comment section below. So, the universal law of gravitation is like the secret force behind so many things we see on Earth and in space. From keeping us grounded to making tides rise and fall, it's a fundamental part of how our world and the universe work. It's fascinating how this invisible force connects everything from the tiniest particles to the largest celestial bodies, creating the harmony we observe every day. So, as we conclude this journey through gravity secrets, remember that the universe and hidden forces continue to shape our world, making it a place of wonder and discovery. Thank you and enjoy your day.